This news with Kate Moody. Kate Moody, hi.
Hi, Shona.
We're starting off here in France, and Yahoo is packing its bags, and it's going to Ireland.
Yeah, the internet giant says that it's leaving not just its French, but its European-based operations, and it's going to be shifting them over to Dublin. Now, Yahoo won't say this, of course, but it is widely seen as a move to try and limit its exposure to France's high corporate tax rate. Charlotte Hawkins explains.
French Yahoo users got a special email on Thursday, an email saying their messages and photos will soon be managed by a single European entity based in Ireland. Officially, the company explains this as being a way to simplify its structure. But it's not by chance that Yahoo picked Ireland, whose Prime Minister even visited Yahoo's CEO in California last year. Ireland offers a very favourable corporate tax rate, one of the lowest in Europe. There, firms are charged just 12.5%, compared to 33% in France. It's a tax optimization method already used by other internet giants like Google, Amazon, Apple and Facebook. A technique denounced by French President François Hollande, who wants higher taxes for big earners.
These big groups which situate themselves in countries with low corporate tax rates, we have to do something about them. And when I go to the US in a few days' time, we have agreed with President Obama to make a joint effort on tax harmonization.
The changes will come into effect in March. Yahoo says its 150 employees in France won't be impacted. But the company's offices in Switzerland and Cairo are believed to be closing.
In the U.S., a former trader at the hedge fund SAC Capital has been found guilty of insider trading. A federal jury in New York convicted Matthew Martoma of conspiracy and securities fraud charges for his role in a scheme that helped SAC avoid losses and rake in profits to the tune of $275 million. Prosecutors in New York called it the most lucrative insider trading scheme in history. Martoma could face up to 45 years in jail. SAC was founded by billionaire Stephen Cohen, who himself has not been charged with any wrongdoing, though he does face a civil investigation by U.S. regulators who say that he failed to properly supervise his traders and he allowed them to conduct insider deals. Last year, SAC paid out a total of $1.8 billion to settle similar charges. Let's take a look at the markets now. We saw a very good day for Wall Street on Thursday. U.S. stocks seeing their best gains in about 7 weeks, the major indices all closing up over 1%. This was partly on better than expected weekly jobs data. The number of people applying for unemployment benefits for the first time fell by about 20,000. That's setting an optimistic tone for the monthly figures, which are set to be released later this Friday. Positive sentiment has been carrying over into Asia as well. Japan's Nikkei closing up over 2%, the Hang Seng up over 1%.
Let's take a look now at some of the day's other business news, starting off with a chance to make your own Coca Cola at home.
Yeah, the world's biggest soft drink maker is investing $1.25 billion in Green Mountain coffee roasters, which is planning a new home soda maker to go along with its Keurig coffee machines. It means that Coca-Cola's brands, including Fanta, Sprite, Powerade, and of course Coke, could all be made at home with the push of a button. It's seen as a challenge to SodaStream, the Israeli firm sponsored by actress Scarlett Johansson, which has recently come into the spotlight for its factories in the West Bank.
Here in France, PSA Peugeot Citroën is officially pushing ahead with its negotiations for a partnership with China's Dongfeng. It's been approved by the carmaker's executive board despite an apparent difference of opinion among the heirs of the Peugeot family.
General Motors fell short of expectations with its fourth quarter earnings. GM made $913 million. That's 2% more than in the same period of 2012, but less than analysts expected. GM is doing well in North America, but it's being weighed down by weakness in Europe and South America.
Let's end with a somewhat unusual auction here in Paris. It seems that our dear Pope Francis owned a motorbike.
He did, but he doesn't anymore. It was a Harley-Davidson motorcycle that was gifted to him by the company this past summer. He's decided he doesn't need it, and so it was auctioned off for about 240,000 euros here in France. That's about 20 times its estimated value. Proceeds are going to be used to renovate a hostel and soup kitchen for the poor in Rome. The auction house also threw in a Harley-Davidson black leather jacket, which sold for around 57,000 euros.
Well, that makes Pope Francis even cooler than he was before. Thank you very much, Kate Moody. That was the business news. Now it's time for a tour of what's hot on the web.
Hotels still under construction.